Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss the way Tory Deputy Chair Lee Anderson's mouth finally got the better of him, and he's now being compelled to, in some small way, support the doctors' strikes that he has so vigorously opposed. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, please subscribe to the channel. So, about a month ago, Lee Anderson let his mouth run away from him, a bit worse than usual. He shared a link on Twitter to a Daily Mail article which sought to characterise a particular doctor, Dr. Dolphin, as a militant activist who was enjoying the NHS strike action. Now, it described how he boasted about the pay he was getting for covering strike action, but there were some serious errors in the report. I know, right? Daily Mail not taking care to get its facts straight, whatever next. The doctor in question was covering a different strike for a start. So it wasn't his strike that he was sort of going across the picket lines for. He was a consultant and he was covering for the junior doctor strikes, because there's junior doctor strikes, there's consultant strikes. They're not always on the same time. So he wasn't covering his own strike action, as reported in the article. He wasn't actually on strike that day. Second, his mention of the fee he got to cover the strike shift, over £1,800, wasn't boasting. He was pointing out how costly it is to let strike action run. He was trying to make the point that the government would have been better off negotiating in good faith. Had they done so, there would actually have been no need for strike action at all. And as it happens, Dr. Dolphin donated his fee to the BMA strike fund, so didn't make a penny. Now, doctors are not in the habit of striking. They did so as a result of real terms pay cuts every single year for 15 years straight, and the fact that the government refused to sit down and negotiate. So by sharing this article to a wide audience, Anderson was defaming Dr. Dolphin. Now, a number of Tories have behaved like this quite freely in recent years. Most of the people they attack may not be able to afford to go through the expensive litigation procedures. The Tories have a bit of a habit of attacking those who are in the most vulnerable positions. It's probably not a great idea to defame someone who might have the means to take you to court. Solicitors' letters have clearly been issued, and Anderthal obviously got legal advice of his own, because yesterday he deleted the offending tweet and published a full apology. And it was a full apology. It was actually a much better apology than you usually see in these cases. He didn't just say that he was wrong to post the link. He was very clear that Dr. Dolphin was not on strike and that he donated his pay to the BMA strike fund. He further said that it was a very unselfish act for Dr. Dolphin to put his money into something that he believed in. This tweet has been viewed nearly 4 million times at the point of me recording this, so it's been shared quite widely. It's also worth noting that according to an article in The Guardian today, Anderthal has donated an identical sum to the BMI strike fund himself, £1,870, as a show of good faith, which I have to say is exactly the right way to deal with this. I've no doubt this was at the suggestion of Dolphin, but this is proper restorative justice, isn't it? Bear in mind that Anderson didn't share this article because he wanted to trash the reputation of this particular doctor. Didn't know who this doctor was. He didn't care about that. That was of no interest to him. He was trying to discredit the entire strike. Make out that it was politically motivated. They've done that all the time. See, and the Tories do this. It's their modus operandum, right? To divert attention away from the crushing pay cuts that they have imposed on key workers, they instead find some notable participants who are, or may be, Labour activists. I mean, let's be honest. If you've got a strike anywhere, there's a fair bet that you're going to have some Labour activists taking part. And then what they do is they say, oh, this is actually really a Labour plot. That's why he shared the article. It was also why the article was written in the first place, to persuade the public not to support NHS workers fighting against falling pay. Because the Tories can hardly say, well, it's absolutely disgraceful. These doctors and nurses should object to pay cuts when multimillionaires making record profits need their tax breaks if they've got no consideration. Even Daily Mail readers aren't going to swallow that one. So given that this was all motivated by a desire to attack the integrity of the strike, getting Anderthal to donate to the strike fund was, as I say, the perfect application of restorative justice. And speaking of perfect responses, I must give the nod to James O'Brien for the perfect response to Anderson's apology. He says that 30p Leanock now joins Nigel Farage in the short list of British politicians to have been publicly owned by a dolphin. This was after Farage was once beaten in an election by a guy in a dolphin costume. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, the join button for memberships. And until next time, I'll see you later.